As humans, we are constantly challenged with a new battle.
A battle that in most cases affects us both individually and collectively. Oftentimes, this battle lives internally, our conscious mind against our unconscious mind, the voice of doubt in our heads.
While the media worries about elections and tweets, the largest pandemic humanity has ever faced is growing at an exponential rate. Ever so quietly, it creeps, undetected, in plain sight.
As a society, we've neglected to shine light on a dark issue that just isn't talked about enough.
Poor mental health. It has affected, is affecting, or will affect every person in our society.
So why aren't we talking about it? Mi Wearz is here to change that. Our mission is to grow awareness and help those who need it most. We're here to be the light at the end of the tunnel. With 25% of all proceeds going to CAMH, we want to make a change.
Having personally experienced poor mental health and witnessed family, friends all struggle, Justin and I wanted to make a difference. We felt as though the lack of frequent attention on the subject needed something more than just a simple donation, but that of a symbol, an eye.
Not just any eye, but one that watches over the world. An eye that represents the creation of a community that is always looking out for one another.
An eye that encourages the creation of community that defines their mind.
When we developed the Mi Wearz movement, we were thinking of the all-seeing eye. The eye is our representation of something that watches over people and their battles. Our eye is here to look out for one another.
The way that we can ensure that the eye is always supporting people around the world is by creating a community that watches over each other. To define your Mi means to recognize what the movement means to you.
Everybody is battling something. It's okay not to be okay. The Mi Wearz movement spurred from Nick and I experiencing the effects of poor mental health firsthand.
Having witnessed family, friends, both struggle with their internal and external battles, we wanted to make a change.
The need for a movement became much more apparent as the year of 2020 went on.
The people of Australia suffered from wildfires.
The death of Kobe Bryant, the COVID-19 global pandemic,
The stock market crashed. The lockdowns,
the death of George Floyd resulting in protests. These series of events affected people on a global level,
increasing stress, anxiety, ultimately resulting in poor mental health.
People who were already experiencing the effects were hit harder, and those who may not have ever experienced the effects of poor mental health were hit at unprecedented rates. It quickly became apparent to us that mental health was truly a global pandemic.
As young entrepreneurs, we felt we could make a difference.
Our background is in marketing. We felt that we could utilize our past experiences to make a positive change.
Given the current circumstances of the world, we felt that there's no better time to take action and do something more.
People nationwide, worldwide, we're all struggling with something.
We wanted to create a global focus on mental health, and this is why we created the Mi Wearz movement.
Nick and I decided that the best way to really make a change was to create a community that supports one another, as well as donating a portion of all proceeds to CAMH. The approach that we have to raising money for mental health is through the sale of our apparel. We do exclusive limited stock drops and donate 25% of all proceeds to mental health.
Additionally, in the future, we'd like to host mental health seminars and raise large amounts of money while educating people on mental health and addiction. Our ultimate goal is to help as many people as possible. It is paramount that Mi Wearz becomes a symbol for mental health awareness. In the next 5 years, we'd like to raise enough money to actually make a difference, to make a change.
Through ongoing initiatives to provide our audience with mental health tips and encouraging them to define their battle, their Mi, we want to reinforce the idea that it's okay not to be okay. We want the world to know and live by this.
Although times may get tough, the Mi Wearz and the Mi Wearz community will always be there in your corner.
Join the Mi Wearz movement.
Join the Mi Wearz community.
And define your Mi.
This is what Mi Wearz is about.